The world is full of diamond and gem, and we have some of them here today to build this event. Good morning to one and all present here. Board of Directors, Group Director Dr. Amarjeet Singh Khalsa sir, Vaibhav Lavlekar sir, Chairman MBA Program, Dr. Harsh Sharma sir, Chairman Career Center, Dr. Mahesh Soni sir, Mentor IPER UG, judges, faculties, participants, and my dear friends. On behalf of IPER MBA, I, Prachi Shukla, coordinator, welcome you all to e-debate the fight season 2. For today's competition, we have Professor Dr. Ashish Ghosh sir and Professor Rahul Kumar Chaube sir as judge among us. Today we have two topics. Topic 1, Indian telecom sector, is it on the way to become a duopoly? Topic 2, is over the top OTT a blessings for the entertainment industry? Now I would like to call Urvashi to explain rules for today's competition.
Thank you, Prachi. I, Urvashi Sharma, coordinator of e-debate. Before calling the participants, let me convey the rules. Participants are supposed to be in a formal attire and keep their cameras on a visible mode. Each participant gets 2 minutes to share his or her opinion, and at the end, they will get 1 minute to counter argue and conclude their debate. At last, all must note that there must not be any political or religious content. So let's start our glorious debate. Our first topic for the debate is Indian telecom sector. Is it on the way to becoming a duopoly? The judge for this topic, Ashish Ghosh sir. Now I would like to welcome our participants uh, for the topic. Rohit Kevlani, Jitesh Tolani, Ekta Valecha, Neha Meena. And I would like to welcome our participants against the topic. Manish Rupani, Shubham Mathil, Aishwarya Shrivastava, Rajesh Manglani. I will request to Rohit to speak for the favor and share his view.
So good morning everyone. My name is Rohit Keblani and I'm in the favor for the topic that yes, the Indian telecom sector is on the way to become a duopoly as Reliance Jio is now not only the one emerging telecom sector company as the Airtel is on the queue to compete against the Reliance Jio with the increase in number of market cap and increase number of users as the competitors have reduced from 16 to 4. And after the merging of the Vodafone and Idea, there are only three big companies in the Indian telecom sector. But in telecom, the big is not always the better, as the Vodafone Idea is lead to the biggest debt and the huge losses. As for March 2020, the Vodafone Idea took up the loss for 73,131 crore, and the cash and cash equivalent is 2,533 crore only in his balance sheet, which is very much less when we compare it with the AGR dues of the Vodafone Idea. It has paid only 13% of its AGR dues, and rest 87% is still to be paid, which is 4 times more than the market cap of the Vodafone Idea, which shows that the Vodafone will not no longer be survive in the Indian telecom market. And when we talk about the investment, the Vodafone Idea is having less investment as compared to the Reliance Jio and the Airtel, as the Vodafone Group is also investing less in the India-based telecom sector, because they have already invested 15 billion plus in the Indian telecom sector, and and how long they will invest the money if the firm didn't give any return and rather increases their liability. And as per the Fitch rating, there is a huge investment required into the telecom in the Vodafone telecom sector. As otherwise they will lose the market cap and lose the huge number of users. And when we talk about the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, after putting restrictions over the REDX plan of the Vodafone Idea, the 1,30,000 Vodafone REDX plan users of the Vodafone Idea started reducing. And when we talk about the innovation, all the three companies are innovative, but the Reliance Jio and the Airtel is more innovative. They have launched, as the Reliance Jio has launched the fiber Jio fiber plan, and the Airtel is reviving its broadband plan. But the
Time's
Vodafone
up, Rohit.
also.
Thank you, Rohit. Thank you for the wonderful view, Rohit. Time's up. Now I would request Prachi to take a lead.
Now I would like to call Manish Rupani for speak against the topic.
Hello, I'm audible. Hello, I'm audible.
Yes, Manish. Yes, Manish.
Okay. Uh, from last many, the telecom industry is
Wait, wait,
surviving.
wait.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
From last
Start.
many years, the telecom industry is surviving, but the market has been changed and Reliance you enter into the market. But the biggest questionable thing is that in future there will be a duopoly or not. In my perception, there will be or not, because if we taking through the example of Airtel and Voda, they are on the same rate. They have to pay the dues. And the news which has been in the news, it is said that if a government take initiative, so there will no duopoly be created. This will happen. Like Sunil Mittal has said, that if government is taking initiative, it will never be happen. The government of India, Telecom Authority of India, and TRAI has been said that they should be have 10 years of time to pay their dues. Till now, Airtel has paid 18,004 crore rupees and 25,976 crores are left. Voda Idea 7,850 crore rupees have been paid and 50,000 crores are left. Next, the further steps which is taken by the company. Like Airtel is also a good player and he also trying to bring back their market there on the shelf. So they are trying to provide a good data packs and good offerings to bring back on the track. Next, the Vodafone Idea also said there in the news that unified package will be available to attract 1.4 million customers in nearly 2021 to 2023. This will be a good impact for the Vodafone Idea company to bring their profitability in the ratio and attract the customer. Like BSNL and MTNL, they are also providing the giga fiber rates and BSNL fibers, through which there will be a huge through which there is huge increase in the competition. Next, for further step is will be there from my side. If the company is going for duopoly, so there will be an increase in tariffs and prices and services will be there. So it affect the customer also. So in my opinion, there should be a perfect competition among the market. So there will be balance among the ratio. And if the perfect competition is there, so there will balance and the customer will not be affected from any sides. Thank you from this. Thank you from this is all from my side.
Thank you, Manish, for the wonderful view. Now I would like to request Jitesh speak for the topic and share his opinion.
So Indian
Wait,
telecom
Jitesh.
sector.
After the time is start.
So Indian telecom sector is it on the way of becoming a duopoly. As Indian telecom market is turning duopolistic after Reliance Jio has gained additional strength with the decision to acquire Reliance Communication assets. Bharti Airtel and Reliance Jio are set for prolonged battle of supremacy in one of the world's fastest growing telecom markets. As Idea Vodafone combined still seems at a year away from full-fledged operational merger. Bharti Airtel increased its revenue market share by 200 bps as compared to financial year 2020 levels. And Reliance Jio gained market share by 470 bps from the last financial year level of 33% and 38% respectively, according to TRAI. On the other hand, Voda Idea lost 580 bps share, with its top three markets contributing to 60% of its market share loss, as, as per the report said on Thursday. The magnitude and the nature of Voda Idea market share loss indicates that the market is steadily moving towards a duopoly, as Vodafone Idea's sharp loss has driven its market share down to 21%, nearly half of what is it in the financial year 2017. Telecom sector traded mixed after the verdict. According to the recent reports by Motilal Oswal, Voda Idea has gross debt of 1.2 trillion, of which around 900 billion is government deferred spectrum debt, which around 250 billion is bank debt. So as per these figures, we can predict that it has so much of debt which are difficult in paying and which has obliged the company for the merger and will provide difficulty in paying the debt which lead to the duopoly in the market. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Jitesh, for your view. Participants must keep their camera on throughout the session. Now, I will request to Shubham Mathil to speak for against the topic and share his view. Yeah, start, Shubham.
Yes, and so by declaring that there is a India is heading toward a duopoly in telecom sector, I would like to clear some facts and states that India has the highest data user in the world, which is 9.68 per GB. And in terms of app subscribers and app download, India surpasses US in 2018, and it become at second position. If we talk about the generating jobs, the Indian telecom sector will generate 4 million jobs by 2022. And if we talk about the expenditure, so during 2014 to 19, the expenditure on Indian telecom sector is by sixfold. So if there is an expenditure on Indian telecom sector, and there will be a more player in the Indian telecom sector, in today's scenario there are 3 to 4 players in the Indian telecom sector. But if we have more Indian telecom sector, the prices and the tariffs will be more competitive, and will benefit the consumer. As the TRAI chairman also clear that fact in the 18-hour debate, that there will be we think about the consumer and the services provided by the companies. If we talk about, and if there is a more competitions and there is a high competition between the rivalries or in the same sector, then the FDI will also increase in the different companies. So according to me, there is a scenario which is worst in today's scenario, but in future it will not be the same as of now, because the Supreme Court also has increased the time for their AGR dues and all the dues which is has to be paid by the big telecom companies. Thank you.
Wow, Shubham, it's a lovely view. Thank you so much. Now I will request to Ekta to come up and for the topic.
Okay. Good morning.
Wait. Start.
Good morning, dear faculties and my fellow mates. So today I'm going to speak on the topic: is Indian telecom sector is on a way to become a duopoly, and I'm going to speak for the topic. So as of all of us remember that there was a time that 1 GB data used to exhaust quickly, and we doesn't used to recharge it because it was quite expensive. So everything was going fine till the time Jio entered, and it had disrupted the telecom sector by providing free internet services. At that time, most of the telecom sectors had lost their market share to the Jio. Currently, the market share of Jio is 34%, and as of Vodafone is 24%. So to regain the market share, the Vodafone Idea decided to rebrand itself. But rebranding brings the lots of cost. Along with bringing the cost, sometimes rebranding can also cost to losing the existing customers, because it can create a confusion in the minds of customers. For example, there was one telecom company. Uh, Cancel that was a telecom company which has rebranded itself into a Zen. After that, the company was acquired by the Airtel, because it created lots of confusion in the mind of customers. So finally, it was taken over by the Airtel. To remain in the market, first Vodafone had to increase their capital expenditure. Currently, if we see the capital expenditure of the Vodafone of the last 2 years, it has been decreasing. And currently there is 9,400 crore capital expenditure of Vodafone. And on the other hand, if we see the capex, that is the capital expenditure of the Bharti Airtel, is it's 25,000 crore, which is more than the Vodafone. This means that Vodafone need to increase their capital expenditure. Along with that, to remain in the market, the Vodafone has to increase their average revenue per unit. They need to double it to remain in the market. Thank you.
Time's up, Ekta. Thank you, Ekta, for the delightful view. Now I would like to uh, Now I would like to Aishwarya to speak against the topic and share her view.
So, as we seen that people are saying that there is duopoly in the telecom sector. So I know that there is no chances of duopoly because of there are many new entrants as well as the Voda idea still exists in the market. And in the country like India, where with the huge population, duopoly will be unhealthy, and competition is good for every economy to strive, but duopoly is not exactly a win situation for the India. And if the Voda idea exit, it will lead to 50,000 plus job exits. And talking about the new entrant, as one of the new entrant named as commercial space technology, that is the Veta space technology, is coming with the with to launch 35 plus 5G satellites, on a pan India basis. And their CEO Arun Kumar said that and they have provide these system to deal with the complex system and provide 5G network services by installing 8 ground station and 31,000 data receptors all over the India. These Veta Space has the tested the live stream video with the fastest speed, that is 34 milliseconds. Also, I want to say that as per the report of Economic Times of the end of the March quarter, the Voda idea has a user base of 91 million, and which is greater than from Airtel, that is 283.66 million. So as if we say that we can see that after so many deaths and so many losses, Boda idea still exist in the market with the strong competition, and they are getting with the revival packs as well. They are also having the scope for increasing their ARPU revenue.
Thank you, Ekta, for the wonderful view. Now
Aishwarya.
I would Ash- now I would request to Neha speak for the topic and share her view. Yes, start Neha.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Neha Mena, and today's our topic is Indian telecom sector. Is it on the way to becoming a duopoly? The telecom sector is one of the rarest sector which has done better than other during the coronavirus pandemic. With people restrained their homes, the telecom industry play a vital role in keeping people connected with the help of voice and data connection. The industry also tried to engage subscriber and video streaming application, online game, among others. While Reliance Telecom arm merely just a year back was the only operator to gain market share, Sunil Mehta Bharti Airtel is also making a strong comeback with the telecom sector, now heading towards become a duopoly instead of once feared monopoly. Bharti Airtel increased its revenue market share by 200 bps as compared to FY20 levels, while Reliance Jio gained market share by 470 bps from their last financial year's level of 33% and 38%. Mukesh Ambani's Jio is now not the only one emerging strong on Indian telecom scenario. While Reliance Telecom arm merely just a year back was the only operator to gain market share, Sunil Mehta Bharti Airtel is also making a strong comeback with the telecom sector. Vodafone Idea saw the sharp market share decline in metros and cycles, the key urban markets. Given that these markets have higher dual SIM users, Vodafone Idea lost market share in Maharashtra, Kerala, and Gujarat and reported 20 to 47% on quarter decline in net revenues in these markets. And Indian telecom market is turning due policy after Reliance Jio has generated additional strength with the decision to acquire Reliance Communication assets. The market is turning due policy with two major players waiting for the entire Idea Vodafone integration to come through and them to optimize their resources. Work like a single entity and be competitive.
Neha, time's up.
By then the
Neha, time's
thank
up.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Neha, for the lovely view. Now I would request to Rajesh to speak for against the topic and share his view.
Good
Yes.
afternoon, one and all present here. So, as per the AGR verdict, we can see that now Vodafone Idea can keep swimming. They won't sink in that way because uh, turning the market into the duopolistic market, we are seeing that now the market has turned into oligopoly market because we have seen two players won't be vanishing market anymore. The two major players, which are Airtel and Reliance Jio. Now we have Voda Idea as well, around 25 to 28% of market share as per Economic Times, and 291 to 298 billion subscribers, which are huge in terms of market share of a 1.2 billion market. And India, as per its own data, is the second largest telecom market into the world. And when we see that there is a duopolistic way, then we will see that there would be increase in the rise of prices that we have seen the ARPUs, because Vodafone has the lowest ARPU among all, because as per Jio, their ARPU is 157 per unit and Voda ARPU is around 114 per unit. So we can't eliminate it out of market because Vodafone is attracting investment. On the first week of September after the AGR verdict case, we have seen that there is a sharp increase in its share as well. Around 61% was taken in the 4 sessions just because they have approved an investment of 3.4 billion, and around 25,000 crores would be improving in this current year, with even Google also eyeing a 5% stake in Vodafone, which would be a great add towards them. Also, who can say that BSNL can eliminate the market? It can never eliminate the market because BSNL is largest number of in terms of 2G and 3G subscribers mix, and also BSNL and MTNL has now been giving 69,000 crores relief package from the Modi government, and also improved into the 4G spectrum as well. Also, BSNL is the largest network for the army base in India, who said it would be duopoly if even the Vodafone exists.
Thank you, Rajesh, for the great view. So, thank you to all the participants for the worthy opinion. Now, all the participants will being given 1 minute to counter, argue, and conclude their debate. Now, I would like to call back our first participant, Rohit, to counter, argue, and conclude the debate.
So lastly, I would like to conclude by saying that the Vodafone Idea, once reported as a record-breaking user base, has now shrink like a crunched paper ball, as it seems impossible him to compete against the Reliance Jio. Same for the Bharti Airtel, but he is in the queue as he is competing against the Reliance Jio with the huge number of market cap, increasing number of user base, as due to which there will be a complete duopoly in the market. As no matter how the company big is, if the company cannot be an innovator or can be a disruptor, some company might either take that advantage of it and overtake, like the Reliance Jio and Airtel is doing against the Vodafone Idea. The day is not far when the Vodafone Idea get out from the market, but after some years ago, and there will be only two big players in the Indian telecom market, that is Bharti Airtel and the Reliance Jio, providing enormous number of facility with a huge user base and a more number of market cap, contributing more to the economy. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohit. Now I would like to call Manish Rupani to counter and argue, conclude the debate in against.
Okay, I'm agreed to Rohit Kevlani up to some extent because he said Voda and Idea is already in a loss. But it is not a piece of cake or cup of tea to defame the name of company, shut down the company, because the brand name, the Aditya Birla, they are carrying. Secondly, the next for this is the number of subscribers they have. Airtel has 330 subscribers, Voda and Idea 325 subscribers, and BSNL 190 subscribers. So who can say they are not competent? They are the government initiatives, additional plans, and other benefits which are they are providing literally boost their company benefits. And government already announced that there should be no monopoly, duopoly in the market, because it completely imbalance the market. Lastly, I want to say that we are living in a developing country and India is still developing. So if there is a duopoly, some new players will come in the market and some uncertainties will be there to capture the market, because many new opportunities are available in the telecom sector, because nowadays the telecom sector is growing and BSNL, MTNL also become good competitors. So they are starting providing the competition to
Time's up,
Airtel.
time's
So
up,
never be a
Manish.
duopoly in the market.
Time's up, Manish. Thank you, Manish. Now I would like to call back Jitesh to counter argue and conclude debate in favor.
So I would like to conclude this topic by saying that Indian telecom sector is in a way to become a duopoly. So why next time when someone says that telecom sector sector in India is a monopolistic competition, you can correct them. Personally speaking, during my school days and college days, my teachers gave me Indian telecom sector as an example of monopolistic competition. The change is homogeneous, and we luckily to see this disruption happening in the front of our eyes. Nothing is constant, everything changes, and disruption is everywhere. No matter how big a company is, their company is bigger than it also. It and if an existing company cannot an innovator as well as disruptor, some other companies will definitely take over it, leaving no space for other players to stand up once again. Thank you. That's all from my side.
Thank you, Jitesh. Now I would like to call back Shubham Mathil to counter argue and conclude their debate in against.
So according to me, the current scenario, which is very bad for the Vodafone Idea, but there is a increase in the customer base and the internet subscriber in future forecast by 2022, and which is stood at 100 billion, and the largest number of internet subscribers in India as is present. So nobody want to lose that market share in that region or in that business. So according to me, there are various policies and various regulation which will be circulated by the Indian government and try. As also the chairman has said that if the government asks for the recommendations for the sustainability of the other companies in the Indian telecom sector, we will recommend it, and we will ensure that the company will sustain in the longer period of time, because it will benefit the consumer as well as the owner and stakeholders. Thank you.
Thank you, Shubham. Now I would like to call back Ekta to counter argue and conclude the debate in favor.
So Vodafone Idea will and continue to face the cash crunch. Its survivability will always be under cloud. Along with the payment of AGR dues and along with the payment of the spectrum charges, the company need to continuously invest in their network. If they doesn't invest in their network, they will be lose their shrinking subscriber base. Now the company has declared to raise the funds, that is the 25,000 crore, but such raising of fund may help them to survive for a short run, but this will not help to improve their position because of the falling capex. And if they want to survive in the market, they need to increase the tariff charges, plus they need to increase their average revenue per cost. If they doesn't do that, they need to cut their capital expenditure. So if the fundraising is not available to them, so this will lead to the loss of their network, plus the market expenditure would also be increased. So I think so duopoly can come.
Thank you, Ekta. Now I would like to call back Aishwarya to counter argue and conclude the debate in against.
I agree to Ekta to some extent, but I want to say that as the market reaches its saturation point, it starts declining. And this in the same case of Jio as well, as from the 397 million of user base, 87 million of the user base is inactive. That they are still recharge their SIM on a regular basis, but they don't use that SIM because they may be use that SIM on a dongle or only for the data purpose. So there, or also there are many areas where the Jio and Airtel is still not serving. That if we take the example of Bhopal as well, the Indus is the area where the broadband connection is not available of Jio as well as the Airtel. So the BSNL is serving there. So there is much scope for the new entrants to come, and there will be no duopoly in the economy in telecom sector. Thank you.
Thank you, Aishwarya. Now I would like to call back Neha to counter argue and conclude the debate in favor.
So I would like to say, conclude from my side. A few conclusions emerged from this scenario. First, the market may become the duopoly effectively, with the public sector player in existence only to drain 10 players, resources and play a Me Too game. Secondly, since the investment required continue to remain new, 5G rollouts more cell tower to boost signal and added optic fiber capacity as demand for the data data rises exponentially. It is only the stronger players. Its operation may be unsustainable if it gets no relief on its AGR dues. If it chooses to call it a day or become a nice player, there would be only two options left. One, to nationalize its operation and wipe out its dues with taxpayer resources. And second, to let the other players cannibalize its customer base. Either was, it would
Thank you,
result in
Neha.
a
Time's
duopoly.
up. Thank you, Neha. Time's up. Now I will request to Rajesh to conclude the debate.
So disruption is available in every sector, and we can't avoid it because as Jio was the largest player entering into the market with a huge amount of investments at that time, there was so much difference. But I know as Reliance would be investing now in retail sector, it would take amount from the telecom sector as well. So now there would be price increase, there would be tariff increase, and with that tariff increase, in monopoly or duopoly, it would be on a much larger extent. But with oligopoly, it would be more stable and justified. And we have seen that there is around 200 million subscribers of 2G and 3G network, which could give aid to Voda and Idea because they are earlier on their network only. So there would be revenue increase in coming times when there would be increasing per capita income and all because they would be handling more of the 4G sites as well. And also, who can say that we have seen many hilly areas where only BSNL network comes. Then how it would cover the whole country? In Jammu and Kashmir, there is 2G and 3G bands. The 3G and 4G bands are banned. Only 2G works. Then it would be
Time's
improvement
up,
for both of them.
Rajesh. Time's up. Thank you, Rajesh. Now, thank you to all dear participants. Now we have got the better understanding and better knowledge, valuable knowledge about the Indian telecom sector. Now I would now request to Ashish sir for the judgment, and meanwhile I would like to call my fellow mate Avantika to start the second topic.
Thank you, Urvashi. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Avantika Srivastav, coordinator for the second topic of e-debate session on the topic is over the top OTT, a blessing for the entertainment industry. I would like to throw some light on the topic. From last 6 to 8 months, we have seen a drastic change in the OTT platforms. And we all have missed going to theaters or watching movies live during these days. So we have adopted OTT platform as a good source of entertainment. According to KPMG's report, the OTT market is expected to grow around 550 million by the year 2023. I invite Rahul sir to please judge this session. Welcome, sir. The participants for this topic in favor are Syed Maz Hassan, Vivek Jain, Rashi Chaudhary, Vibha Shukla. For against the topic are Umang Gargyan, Nilesh Agrawal, Alok Nandan Chaudhary. I would like to remind the participants to please switch on the cameras throughout the session. Without wasting the time, let us begin the debate on the topic, is OTT a blessing for the entertainment industry? I would like to call our first participant, Syed Maz Hassan, to give his views.
Good morning, everyone. I am Syed Baz Hassan, and I am here to present my thoughts on the topic: is OTT a blessing for the entertainment industry? We have seen the tremendous amount. We have seen during this pandemic situation. We have seen an unpredictable rise in OTT platform usage. OTT seems to be next normal for the world of entertainment. The OTT is not the adversary but a dedicated ally to the film industry. Only by integrating with new technology can the film industry survive and thrive in the upcoming new normal. Everyone with a mobile phone, laptop, etc., will want to watch the latest movies or binge watch their favorite TV shows at their will. And the OTT platforms provide the large number of viewers to the film industry. The film industry market will expand to the new levels. More jobs will be created. Small budget films can also get the opportunity to earn more with the help of OTT platform. And through the OTT platform, the risk of piracy will reduce, and the theaters soon become exclusive or luxury experience, as audience can watch the latest new release as well as the classic on the OTT platform at the comfort of their home. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts on this topic.
Now, I will request to Umang to speak in against the topic and share his view.
Hello everyone. So I am going to speak against the topic. So here I will start with So here I will start with the topic that both mediums and their both mediums are attached with their formats and their USPs are attached to it. I might look for the theatrical experience. So now I will talk about why it is not good for our entertainment industry. Here, customer acquisition and customer retention is a big challenge for OTT players because of the interest in several players to offer content free. The audience is likely to visit theater to seek overall experience with an amount of VFX and 3D. Further, the challenges, we will talk about challenges. Now here, forensic watermarking to IP blocking may disrupt sharing experience and content illegally. Apart from this, the challenge to OTT platforms or service providers are first, piracy. Piracy is a main thing which can impact the revenue generation. Second thing, managing the OTT traffic growth is also a major concern. Third thing, their key performance indicators. Fourth thing, they have to manage the revenue losses also, which many of them are not able to cover. And last thing is assuring monetization, because in online things, we have to assure monetization also so that we can earn something. And these things are not affecting the theatrical experiences. The theaters the theater's owner have also a huge point, like huge investments are made on the revenues, like 10 to 15,000 of yearly revenues are already in lost. OTT platform possesses major eye strain, and there is no default distance between our viewer and screen. Apart from it, it is said that movie exhibition sector provides employment to lack of peoples, and they have a loss around of 9,000 crore in last 6 months. And these experiences can't be recreated by the OTT platforms. And in some OTT platforms, subscription cost is higher, frequent advertisements, and lack of functionality is also there. So this
Thanks, Umang. Thank you, Umang, for the wonderful view.
The next participant is Vivek Jain to speak in favor of the topic.
Netflix, Hotstar, Prime Video. If you have not heard any of these names yet, you might be termed someone from Stone Age by people around you. In the past couple of years, OTT web streaming platforms have gained over-the-top popularity. Younger folk have a respite from Saas Bahu serials and now watch something that is novel, relatable, and entertaining. The extent to which the youth loves this platform is evident that phrases like Netflix and chill are part of urban lingo. Evidently, OTT has provided the platform for the youth of the country so that they can showcase their talent and caliber. For example, Sumit Vyas, a famous actor from Tripling series. Earlier, no one was knowing him, but now the name is on the tongue. Just like him, Mithila Palkar in Little Things. According to KPMG Media and Entertainment Report 2018, the Indian OTT market is expected to grow 45% to reach 138 billion by end of fiscal year 2023. PwC latest Global Entertainment Media Outlook 2018-22 states that the Indian OTT market is growing at a CAGR of 22.6%. Now let's just add some more benefits of OTT. In India, there are only approximately 3,400 theaters to serve the population of 130 crores. Here, the OTT plays the important role in serving the nationwide. OTT platform is budget friendly as well. Just in 199, you can watch 4563 movies and 2,445 shows. OTT is also providing multiple languages, like Netflix is providing 10 different languages, shows and movies. Currently, there are 500 million users in India. And according to Barclays, OTT platform will generate 7 to 8 lakhs jobs over the next 5 years. So accordingly, we can say that OTT platform has directly or indirectly benefited the entertainment industry and economy as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek. Thank you, Vivek, for sharing this insight with us and sharing some of the examples so that we can clear the concepts.
I will request to Nilesh to speak in against the topic and share his view.
Good morning, all of you. My name is Lesh Agrawal. On the over-the-top platform and watching movies in theaters are two different experience. Because like in 70s when the television era came, people thought that the theaters will not work and the cinema halls will be shut down. But that wasn't happened. And I don't think that OTT is blessing for the entertainment industry because of the following reasons. Earlier movies were made like directors like Karan Johar, Dharma Productions, making movies or like Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, which can be easily seen on the on the mobiles and televisions. But now the trend has changed, and movie makers are investing heavy budgets on the movies. Like we have seen that Bahubali, Marvel movies like Avengers, and 3D movies like Avatar, that required a huge amount of investment. And watching these movies on a OTT platform, I don't think that it will give a good experience to the viewer. Secondly, as the movie makers are investing so much of the money, OTT platform cannot take out the revenue as per their standards. So it is a demerit for the entertainment industries and the movie makers that to release their movies on the OTT platform. Now, if we see the data, entertainment theaters revenue was 125 billion, whereas the OTT platform was only 12 billion. And we can also say that due to this pandemic, the rise in the OTT was good, but I don't think that in the upcoming time it will be more as it was in the pandemic.
Time's up, Nilesh. It was a great view, Nilesh. Thank you so much.
Next one is I call Rashi Chaudhary to give her thoughts and opinions in favor of the topic.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am speaking for the topic that is OTT is a blessing for the entertainment industry. According to me, as the ongoing COVID situation has impacted many industries, and one of the most hit industry is entertainment industry. But for past 6 months, people are just sitting at home and they are searching for a new medium of entertainment. So this OTT has become a new medium for them. Basically, OTT is a over-the-top streaming media that directly services through broadcasters' internets. There are many OTT have their own apps like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hotstar, Z5. All these are giving huge subscriptions. As we can see that in the fiscal year 2018, India's OTT market net worth is 2,150 crore, that is 21.5 billion, and its values is increased by 35 million in 2019. Now it is expected that India's video streaming industry is set to grow at 11.97 lakh crore by 213. So we can say that OTTP is an emerging platform. One of the main reasons that why OTTP is increasing continuously because of the increase in the internet users, which is around 700 million, but it is expected to reach 7,035 million in the coming 2021. So this will help to increase the target and audience to reach these platforms. Thank you.
Thank you, Rashi, for sharing your opinion with us.
Now I will request to Alok to speak in against the topic and share his view.
It's said that going out of home to socialize and unwind with friends is still ingrained in social fabric, especially in India. But in case of OTT, it's restricted us in home and promoting the culture of binge watching, which is in terms of, we say that it's not a kind of entertainment, but it's a kind of addictions. Second thing, the proliferation of the OTT platform has invoked as a kind of death knell to theatrical experience. As we all know, in theaters we have a big screen where we can watch 3D and VFX technologies, but in when we confine in home and watch on mobile screens or some other platforms, we can't able to get those types of facilities. And in the name of original contents, we see that many OTT players have bought some of the abusive or some not guided content, which leads to a result of violence among youth. And we see that there has not been increase of piracy in case of OTT content. When the series yet to be launched on the OTT platform, these series will be available easily on the third player apps. So there has been an increase of addiction, and these types of entertainment restrict us from promoting the social culture. So, in my view, these platforms is some way should be guided and should not take over the place of theoretical experiences. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Alok, for the delightful view.
The next participant is Vibha Shukla to take the mic and speak in favor of the topic.
Good afternoon, faculty members and my dear fellow mates. Today I'll talk on the favor of the topic, OTT platform are a blessing. So over the top, OTT platform will be the future of Indian media and entertainment industry with its diverse content and growing audience. It will be the new normal of Indian media and entertainment industry. Mentioned by Vikram Sahai, Joint Secretary of NPA. So this is said as because it has been seen in this pandemic during lockdown that around there has been a jump from 8 to 100% in the subscriptions by the people, by the viewers. And it has been already seen in almost every revolutionary phase that that it is assumed that a new avenue of entertainment will make the old or the existing avenues of entertainment irrelevant or unprofitable. So this has happened with the OTT platform. In this pandemic, OTT platform have increased subscriptions and viewers. The biggest strength for the success of OTT platform is technology. And if recent reports are to be believed, India will be the top 10 markets for media and entertainment by 2022. It has given support to the young Indian talent to produce new series on the OTT platform, which makes the India among the top contenders in OTT platform. And also it has been seen that the average age of the people subscriptions on the OTT platform was 30 years, but now during pandemic it has been increased to 35 to 55 years of age. This has been clearly seen in the pandemic. Okay, this is all from my side.
Time's up. Thank you, Vibha, for sharing your insights with us. So now, after listening the views of the participants, let's give them 1 minute to counter and conclude the debate. So once again, I call our first participant, Syed Maz Hassan, to give his counter.
Here, I want to contradict my friend Umang, who said that OTT increased the piracy. But on the other hand, release via OTT channels can eliminate the threat of piracy production houses faces in India. Because in fact the mass availability of the content can eliminate the necessity of piracy. Hence, I would like to conclude that the entertainment industry boosting nowadays with the help of OTT has a new horizon of platform for young talent like content writers, actors, and musicians, um, and many more. So it is truly a blessing for the entertainment industry. Thank you for my side.
Thank you, Syed Maaz Hassan.
Now, I would like to call back Umang to counter argue and conclude their debate in against.
Okay, sure. I will continue with my friend like Mas said about the piracy, and daily I am reading reports related to piracy. So we should have focus on that reports that how the thieves are taking our data, where for forensic watermarking is been missing, and you have said about the mobiles and good online things are good. So you are not focusing on the health issue. We should focus on health issues, eye strains. Like I am also having specs right now, so my eyes are paining. So we should understand about the health issues, eye strains which are getting badly affected. My friend Vivek spoke about OTT platforms are good for actors. So what about the employees working in the malls? What about the employees working in multiplexes? We are directly kicking their stomachs. And I will conclude with my point mm, that, however, it does not mean that the films give to the OTT are at loss. It will allow the filmmakers to cover the damage and earn a premium so that they can begin working again. And this is a win-win situation for both of them. This was my point.
Time's up, Umang. Thank you, Umang.
The next is Vivek Jain to please counter and conclude the debate.
Yeah, I want to counter Umang. Like Umang said that regarding the employment. So I want to add a point. According to the data of 2017, it has been specified that 246,800 people were employed in the film industry. And now Barclays is saying that that OTT can provide 7 to 8 lakhs jobs in next 5 years. And lastly, I want to conclude that new age OTT platform has given a boost to the development of independent experimental content as the fear of loss in the lesser and the opportunity to reach out like-minded audiences higher. Talented align themselves to much have talented filmmakers, writers, and other artists who were finding it difficult to align themselves to the much hate time of the conventional entertainment have found a new outlet to make what they believe and in make money while doing so. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek.
Next, I would like to call Nilesh to counter argue and conclude the debate.
So after hearing both of the views of my friends, I would like to say that it is absolutely right that the OTT platform has increased in this pandemic, but that doesn't mean that it will be the future platform of these entertainment industries. My friend said that the OTT platform is becoming very good and it will be increasing in upcoming 5 years. So we have to understand that due to this pandemic, all of the jobs and the institutes and all of those things were shut down, and people were free. So they shifted towards these OTT platforms to entertain themselves. But surely, after the unlock, I don't think that people will spend more time on these platforms. Another thing I would like to say that many people do not buy subscriptions. Instead, they use their friends or relatives' IDs to watch the movies, because it is very difficult for any individual to invest in different players like Amazon Prime and taking subscription of different players.
Time's up, Nilesh.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nilesh. Now I call Rashi to please give your concluding views.
I would like to counter a point on Nilesh that it's that everyone is not has much money to spend, but there is a very less money on subscription. Like I am taking my own example that I have a subscription of Hotstar that is of rupees 365 for yearly. So I can say that there are all lot of subscriptions that OTT platforms are providing. Like many of the OTT platforms are free of use, like uh, MX Player, Voot, etc. These are providing the free series, and there is not denying the fact. I am not denying the fact that entertainment industry has its own charm, but I am saying that having a film released on OTT is a blessing for the entertainment industry. Thank you.
Thank you, Rashi.
Now I would like to call back Alok to counter-argue and conclude the debate.
Thank you, Urvashi. So I would like to say that the piracy problem is still in the OTT contents, and there is no guiding or the censor content which will control what kind of things they are showing with the help of OTT. And third thing, that it's restricting our physical activities. Like we are having gatherings with friends in when we go to cinema hall, but OTT is for us only or some limited kind of people who want to alone. We can see the example of the Hotstar ad where they had promoted Bas Karo Parivar, like enough with this family, and one can watch their own content without interference of other. So these types of thing is not, we can say, the entertainment, but it's also restricting us to interact with others. So this kind of entertainment not good in my purpose.
Thank you, Alok.
The last concluding view from Vibha. Can you please take the mic and conclude?
Okay, now I'll conclude the topic. Firstly, from Umang raised point that he's talking about his dear eyes. Let me say that there is a need of self-regulation when we are doing any activity or doing things. We need self-regulation. So this can be said that if we want to protect ourselves, like now just my friend have mentioned, like physical activities. So for that we need self-regulation. Now I'll talk about the other point that now I'll talk about the other point that we don't I mean there are a lot of content on OTT platform, and we are not there are not specified things or the subscriptions people are taking, like one is taking subscription and others are also using it. So if we talk about the DTH recharge, that is more expensive, or the theaters tickets that are more expensive in
Thank you,
comparison
Vibha.
with the
Time's up. Thank you, Vibha. Thank you all for having an enthusiastic and fruitful session. It is a time for judgment and most awaited part for the session.
Thank you, Avantika. Now I would like to request our first jury, Professor Ashish Ghosh sir, to give his overview on the topic and result for the first round on the topic Indian telecom sector. Is it on the way to coming a duopoly? Please, sir.
I'm audible
Yes, sir.
and visible also, I hope.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. See, before I go into that judgment thing, let me give you some brief about this topic actually. So, थोड़ा brief करने के बाद then I will move into that judgment and tell you कि for or you में क्या हो सकता था, for and against में. Let us go through some of the data, particularly when you are into these type of topics, particular say for a debate और इस तरह का जो कि टेलीकॉम इंडस्ट्री के ऊपर है, तो at the moment post this pandemic, never go towards a long term strategic plan. उसके तरफ मत जाओ. Now it is the time to have small these plans, and taking this plan, say 3 years, maximum 3 years का plan रखने का. In the coming 3 years, I see that at the moment, see, this is completely my personal opinion. In the coming 3 years, I see there will be 4 players which are at the moment which are existing. And why I tell this 4 players, because this is how the data comes from. अगर आप देखोगे US and China, these are the most two developed countries, particularly one is from Asia and another from the non-Asian countries. So US में there are 4 telecom operators, and in China there are 3. In India it used to be around 10 in 2017, but after this consolidating this mergers and acquisition consolidation हुआ, उसके बाद सिर्फ 4 ही बचता है, and these sports will stay in the coming 3 years. 3 years के बाद की मैं बात नहीं कर रहा. For the coming 3 years it will be there. Next thing is that I would like to tell you that duopoly जो एक concept आया for telecom industry, this was basically a narrative that was thrown into the media, or you can say everywhere, and this was particularly in reference to the AGR ruling of Supreme Court. तो AGR में उन लोगों को बहुत करोड़ों रुपया, thousands of crores of rupees they had to shell out, और इसके कारण हुआ. And see, this was not a very new thing. License agreement में AGR का उल्लेख है. There is the point of AGR in the license. They have to pay the license AGR. ये तो adjusted gross revenue ये तो देना ही है. तो जब इनको लाइसेंस मिला था, जब इन्होंने टेंडर कोट किया, उसके बाद जब लाइसेंस मिला था, it was well known. And see, ऐसा नहीं होता है. I think most of you in your finance or accounts में आपको मालूम होगा provisions. तो each and every company एक provisions लेके चलता है. But ये क्या था, ये कोर्ट में काफी इसका मामला चल रहा था, बहुत लंबा खींच गया था. तो they did not want to pay this AGR, and this was a authentic, a legal thing. And that too, उसीलिए तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बोला ना, नहीं आपको देना ही पड़ेगा, because it was there in the license agreement which they got 15 years back. 15 साल पहले की बात है यार. तो and every company takes a provisions, एक provision लेके चलता है कि इतने, आपको शायद आपको मालूम भी होगा कि किस तरह से provision लिया जाता है. तो कोई नई बात नहीं है, उनका book of accounts में भी provisions रहेगा और ये पे करना ही था इनको. Next is about this market, about our Indian market. It's still attractive because you see, अगर attractive नहीं रहता तो Airtel and Jio in the coming अभी कुछ ही महीने पहले, कुछ ही दिन पहले, they had raised money and they are into the spree of raising money also from the market. Similarly, BSNL got 70,000 crores package from the government. सरकार से उनको 70,000 crore का package मिला, and इस 70,000 करोड़ को उन्होंने बहुत अच्छी तरह से यूज किया. एंड देयर बिलो लाइन फाइनेंसेस जो लाइन आइटम्स है, दैट गॉट वेरी हेल्दी, वो बहुत अच्छा स्ट्रांग हो गया. दे हैव नाउ वेरी लेस एम्प्लॉइज आल्सो. अराउंड 90,000 एम्प्लॉइज हैव बीन दे हैव गॉन थ्रू दैट VRS. और एक और है अबाउट द टेलीकॉम सेक्टर. टेलीकॉम सेक्टर का ग्रोथ एट द मोमेंट व्हिच various consultancy companies are anticipating it is around 15%. 15% growth is estimated, and this growth is basically being driven by the data ecosystem. और डेटा के तरफ से ही वो ग्रोथ आ रहा है, वॉइस के तरफ से नहीं आ रहा है. And see, one of you had told about some new entrants. Yes, new entrants may come in the coming 3 years or in the 4 years. मैं किस लिए बोल रहा हूँ कि one is that Vesta Space. Vesta Space is ये इनका प्लान है to launch 35 satellites of, and they will move, and that will work in 5G pan India. 5G के लिए they will go through these satellites, and they have been planned in case 35 satellites orbit में डालने का है. Secondly, see, 100% FDI government ने इसमें कर दिया है. So there may be some new players can come. क्योंकि अभी तो equipments वगैरह का जो कीमत है ना, it is very less, which used to be 10 years or 15 years back when this mobile revolution had started. Secondly, एक और बहुत that you have gone through that जो force है, उसमें entry of those new entrants के बारे में. The second एक अच्छा entrant may be Tata Communications, because they are having the infrastructure. They are already into the business. I'm talking about Tata Communications, which used to be BSNL पहले, उसके बाद जब ये privatize हुआ तो Tata Communications जो बना. तो Tata Communications is having all the infrastructure, plus they have very strong plans of entering into e-commerce. तो उसके लिए, and they can come with a consortium of TCS and any MNCs. Say for example Nokia वगैरह किसी के साथ who are manufacturing, or Ericsson who are manufacturing these equipments. TCS is having the capability to develop the software of telecom. So through a consortium, apart from these 4 players, ये लोग भी आ सकते हैं, like Vesta Space और Tata Communications. दूसरी एक और चीज है कि no one talked about 5G. So in the coming days, things will be moving towards 5G. तो 5G में फाइबराइजेशन, फाइबर की बहुत जरूरत पड़ती है, एंड इन दिस फॉर पर्टिकुलरली द बैक हॉल। तो ये बैक हॉल यानी कि बैक हॉल मीन्स फ्रॉम द यू कैन से अप टू द होम, द फाइबर टू द होम, वो वाला उसको हम बैक हॉल बोलते हैं। तो ये बैक हॉल में फाइबर की बहुत जरूरत पड़ेगी, एंड दीज particularly Tata Communication and some of the companies may come in along with a consortium, जो जैसा कि आपका लोकल केबल टीवी है, वो भी आजकल 3-4 पैन इंडिया में जो इसको कंट्रोल करता है। So that can be a consortium, and who knows after 3 years or after 4 years जब 5G का लाइसेंस आएगा तो उसमें नया एंट्रेंस आ सकता है। Why I see this sector that it will be running, because at the moment there are if you see that tariff ARPU जो है, ARPU वो 150 के लगभग है at the moment, and this will increase up to 200, and all these people are telling like Jio who are this Bharti Mittal तो खुद ही कहता है कि it should go up to 200. So जब tariff rise करेगा automatically जो तुम्हारा इनका जो बैलेंस शीट है that will be stronger, much more stronger. See, duopoly can come only in one case, when one of the player goes out from the system. Actually, फिर वो उस समय cartel वगैरह हो सकता है, and that is something very different now. And let us look into the size of the this market. The internet subscriber, particularly the CAGR since last 10 years, it has been phenomenal. It is around 46%. Secondly, usage of data year on year, it is around 11%. हर समय ऊपर जा रहा है. And in the next 5 years, 500 million new internet users will be added. So there is this market size जो है, it is very strong, बहुत अच्छा बताता है. So I don't think the people, many of you were talking about the सबसे जो क्या बोलते हैं कमजोर कड़ी, that was VI, Vodafone Idea, that will not go out. So these are some of the things that I brought into your notice. These are the data on which your this thing debate could have been focused on. Now coming to the this thing judgment, तो 2-3 चीज में जजमेंट से पहले मैं आपको बता देता हूँ। फॉर जैसे फॉर वाले जो थे बंदे, फॉर पे जो बात कर रहे थे, तो फॉर के लिए जब आप बात करते हो, that means you are talking that this ecosystem will move towards duopoly. तो duopoly में आपको फिर दो सबसे कमजोर कड़ी निकाली है। वो कमजोर कड़ी was what? VI and your BSNL. तो VI इसके लिए you should have gone through the last 5 years balance sheet. उनका जो पूरा परफॉर्मेंस है उसके जाते हैं, उसमें से नेटवर्थ देखते, तो नेटवर्थ हैज बीन इरोडिंग ऑल दिस। BSNL का तो 0 से भी नीचे आ गया है, तो आप फिर अपना बात को बहुत स्ट्रांगली रख सकते थे। सी दीज आर द कंपनीज दैट विल डाई, एंड BSNL इसलिए दैट विल डाई। एक तो नेटवर्क की मैंने बात किया, दूसरा वो गवर्नमेंट का पैकेज के कारण ही वो जिंदा है। So these are the things that you should have been gone through those 5 years your performance of these companies. Now coming back to कुछ लोगों के बारे में मैं मतलब some points. No one of you talked about 5G, and in the coming days 5G is going to come. So it will change the whole of the ecosystem. तो 5G को लेके भी आपको बात करनी चाहिए थी. And some of you told about the number of customers. The number of customers don't matter. What matters is the paisa, the revenue, and which is expressed in terms of ARPU, average revenue per user. तो ARPU के ऊपर में भी आपको बात करनी चाहिए थी. ऐश्वर्या, one thing एक बहुत अच्छा उसने बताया था about this Vesta space, which I also talked about, that may be a new entrant due to their planning of 35 launching of 35 satellites. और एक चीज अच्छा बोलूंगा about Neha. Neha, you are I have been seeing you since last you can say 3 to 4 months, और ये शायद आपका दूसरा या तीसरा डिबेट था. Consistently you are improving, so keep this spirit. कोई बात नहीं, मिलता है नहीं मिलता है, that does not matter, but आप अपने आप को पुश कीजिए, and it is a very good. I'm seeing some very good you can say your growth trajectory is moving up, very अच्छा है ये. Now coming back to this your judgment. तो judgment में see in results में फॉर में it is Jitesh Tolani. So Jitesh Tolani is in फॉर में Jitesh Tolani is the first person, and against में it is basically a tie, and the tie is between Aishwarya and Rajesh Manglani. So these are the three people.
Thank
There
you,
is a
sir.
tie. there is a tie in against between Aishwarya and Rajesh, and for me it is Jitesh Tolani. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed all.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful view and the valuable feedback and sharing such a beautiful knowledge. Congratulations, sir, to all dear participants, and congratulations to Jitesh, Aishwarya, and Rajesh.
Now I call Professor Rahul Kumar Chaube sir to give his views and results for the topic is OTT a blessing for entertainment industry.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. And I will exactly copy what Dr. Ashish Ghosh sir has done. Initially, I'll tell you something about the topic, and then I'll give the results, actually. So when we talk about this particular topic, first of all, I would really thank Dr. Tripti Devi ma'am and Professor Naren Sadhwani sir, because this topic is definitely there in my heart for the last couple of many months. And I was actually waiting that when will I get the chance to talk on this topic. I would request the organizers if you can please stop the PPT. It's very weird to watch yourself like this on an image and then talk, because then I'll really love if you'll please stop the PPT for a while, please. Yeah, thank you. This is good enough. This is good enough. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so everyone, my deepest regards to those who were against this particular topic, because when you say that is over the top, that is OTT a blessing for entertainment industry, it is actually like talking that you're one of the most earning member of your family. Is he good for you or not? Right. So entertainment industry by default, it encompasses OTT. It is not, these two are not two very separate entities. But yes, the fight would have been that one of the elements, that is OTT, how will it take care of the other members of the family of entertainment industry? But that's a different thing. But then again, my sincere regards to Umang, Nilesh, and Alok. You defended your topic very well, despite there was nothing to defend actually. But then again, you brought out a couple of points which was very good. So that's a nice thing. Now let's talk about this particular thing. A couple of you have told a lot about this thing. Let's understand it from the industry perspective. First of all, there are, as of right now, and this is something that you must have read the first Google that you have done on OTTs, that in India we have more than 40 OTT platforms as of right now. Okay. Now, when you talk about more than 40 OTT platforms, we do understand that this is a messy place. And obviously, there will be certain players who will be at the top of the food chain, and there will be a lot many players at the bottom of the food chain who are just there. But then again, they are there. They are serving to a huge population. Now, in the year from 2016 up until 2020, now why we are talking about OTT is that we need to understand that over these 4 years, over these 3.5 years actually, OTT platform has seen the jump of nearly 240%. It is not just a nominal kind of growth. It's, boundless kind of growth we have seen, and it is growing on like anything, right? Moving ahead, there were a lot many figures given that by 2023, this is what the figure is. By 2025, this is what the figure is. So let's take an average, and let me tell you that the figures that's being said by majority of industry experts is that by 2025, the OTT platform in India, it is going to be somewhere around 35,000 crores. The value of that is going to be 35,000 crores. Okay. And it's a big money. It's a huge money. I'm talking about Indian rupees. I'm not talking about dollars as of right now. One of the very interesting thing is that if you look at the subscription design, the model of subscription, what these companies are offering, there are namely 3 kind of subscription that's under the basic business model of these category. The first one is SVOD, that is known as subscription based on demand kind of thing. The next one is known as AVOD, that is known as the advertising on demand kind of thing. And the last is TVOD, that is transaction based online demand kind of apps. Now, एक जो इसका पार्ट है AVOD, that is advertising on demand, ये सबसे कॉमन है और इसको ऐसे समझ लो कि वो फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट है, वहां पे एडवर्टाइजिंग हमें देखनी पड़ती है बस। ठीक है, तो इसमें बहुत सारे आपके पास ऑप्शंस हैं, आपको मालूम है। आपका MX प्लेयर हो गया, आपके हॉटस्टार का एक लेवल है, आपका वूट एक लेवल है, उसमें मतलब द वर्स्ट थिंग व्हाट हैपेंस टू यू इज दैट यू हैव टू सी एडवर्टाइजमेंट, बट देन अगेन उसके बियॉन्ड बाकी सारी की सारी चीजें इट इज देयर। नेक्स्ट वन इज सब्सक्रिप्शन बेस्ड मॉडल, जो कि बहुत कॉमन है, जो कि आप और हमको मालूम है। नेटफ्लिक्स का सब्सक्रिप्शन ले लिया, हॉटस्टार का सब्सक्रिप्शन ले लिया, अदर चीज़ों का सब्सक्रिप्शन ले लिया, एंड देन मंथली बेसिस पे और एनुअल बेसिस पे हम उसको पे आउट कर रहे हैं। लास्ट वन इज ट्रांजैक्शन बेस्ड, यानी कि आपने सिर्फ उस चीज़ का पे किया जो स्पेशल चीज़ आपको देखनी थी। इसका एक एग्जाम्पल मैं दे देता हूँ। फॉर एग्जाम्पल एप्पल का iTunes स्टोर है, राइट। अमेजोन का वीडियो लाइब्रेरी जो स्टोर है, आपको एक मूवी देखनी है या कुछ एक स्पेसिफिक आपको चाहिए, आपने सिर्फ उसके लिए पे किया, स्पेसिफिक आप उसके लिए पे कर रहे हो, उसके लिए आपको ले रहे हैं। एडवर्टाइजिंग बेस्ड जो सब्सक्रिप्शन मॉडल है इंडिया में वो डोमिनेट करता है, इट इज नियरली 43% एज ऑफ राइट नाउ, ओके। एंड सब्सक्रिप्शन बेस्ड जो है वो है 32%। सब्सक्रिप्शन बेस्ड मॉडल में भी दो बड़ी अच्छी चीजें हैं। अगर आप नंबर ऑफ प्लेयर्स के हिसाब से जाएंगे, एनी आइडिया हु इज द टॉप प्लेयर when it comes to India? Number of subscribers.
Netflix.
Sir, Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Sir, Amazon Prime. Sir, because of large number of languages provided by.
मैंने नंबर ऑफ सब्सक्राइबर्स बोल दिया, मैंने साफ साफ मैंने क्लियरली पूछा था आपसे कि नंबर ऑफ सब्सक्राइबर्स के हिसाब से नंबर 1 कौन चल रहा है। मैंने रेवेन्यू के हिसाब से मैंने पूछा ही नहीं मैंने आपसे। रेवेन्यू एक अलग चीज़ है और सब्सक्राइबर्स और अलग चीज़ है। ये सिमिलरली वैसा ही है जैसे कि स्मार्टफोन हैंडसेट्स की बिक्री की बात करते हैं हम, जब सबसे ज्यादा रेवेन्यू कौन सी कंपनी जनरेट कर रही है और सबसे ज्यादा हैंडसेट्स किसके बिक रहे हैं, दोनों के जवाब बिल्कुल अलग हैं भारत में और दुनिया भर में। ठीक है, MX प्लेयर एंड हॉटस्टार, they are number one when it comes to the number of subscribers they have. Old Balaji is a very small player. Disney is definitely growing up. There's no doubt about it. बहुत जल्दी ग्रो कर रहा है वो, और पिछले 6-7 महीने में वो बहुत ग्रो किया है। MX प्लेयर के पास एज ऑफ राइट नाउ 45 से 50 करोड़ का सब्सक्राइबर बेस है। सिमिलरली ये आपका हॉटस्टार के साथ भी है, क्योंकि दे वर वन ऑफ दोज इनिशियल प्लेयर्स जो आए और इनका बहुत अच्छा सब्सक्रिप्शन बेस है। लेकिन अगर आप रेवेन्यू के हिसाब से अगर बात करोगे तो देयर इज नो वन दैट टचेस नेटफ्लिक्स। ओके, इसके सब्सक्रिप्शन मॉडल आप देख लेना तो आपको समझ में आ जाएगा, जहां पे आप ओवरऑल एवरेज सारे के सारे अदर जो प्लेयर्स हैं जो कि सब्सक्राइब कर रहे हैं, अगर उनका एवरेज रेवेन्यू अगर आप एवरेज सब्सक्रिप्शन अगर मान के चलें तो एनुअल एवरेज सब्सक्रिप्शन उसका होता है 650 रुपए का। ठीक है, अदर सबकी बात कर रहा हूँ, उसमें फ्री वाला भी है, बेसिक वाला भी है, प्रीमियम वाला भी है, और सारे के सारे जो आप चीज़ कर लो। वहीं पे अगर आप नेटफ्लिक्स की बात करेंगे तो नेटफ्लिक्स का एवरेज सब्सक्राइबर इंडिया में जो पे आउट कर रहा है वो करीबन 6,000 रुपये एनुअली की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं आपसे। ठीक है, तो 650 और 6,000 ये डिफरेंस आपको समझ में आ जाएगा क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे। उसका रीजन है भाई नेटफ्लिक्स OTT प्लेटफॉर्म्स की दुनिया का एप्पल है, आपको ये समझ में आना पड़ेगा, और ये होता भी है क्योंकि वहां पे आपको सभी चीजें मिल रही हैं। अच्छा, अब ये जो सारे के सारे सर्विस प्रोवाइडर्स हैं ये किसको सर्व कर रहे हैं? ये कस्टमर्स को सर्व कर रहे हैं। तो कस्टमर भी है जो 3 कैटेगरीज में बटा हुआ है। एक है आपका जिसको कहते हैं ट्रेडिशनलिस्ट, जो कि अभी भी टीवी ही देखता है, और वो आप मेट्रो सिटीज कर लीजिए, Tier 1 Tier 2 सिटीज कर लीजिए, लेकिन वो बेसिकली उसके यहाँ घर में एक ही टेलीविजन है और वो उसी टेलीविजन को ही वो स्टिक करके देखता है। कभी कभार कोई वीडियो देख लेगा, लेकिन OTT प्लेटफॉर्म पे ऐसा आया नहीं है वो, क्योंकि उसको मोबाइल में वो धारावाहिक, क्योंकि वो टीवी में अपने 32 इंच और 52 इंच जो देखता है उसको देखने में मजा नहीं आ रहा, टीवी में तो वो नहीं आ रहा है। सेकेंड कैटेगरी आपकी आती है OTT एक्सपेरिमेंटर्स की, जो कि अब धीरे धीरे एक्सपेरिमेंट करना शुरू कर दिया है, और ये अच्छी कैटेगरी है। आपकी मेजॉरिटी मेट्रो सिटीज नहीं है, ये अप्रोक्सीमेटली 50 to 60% ऑफ कस्टमर बेस है जो कि उनका है, जो कि OTT में एक्सपेरिमेंट्स कर रहा है। अब ये एक्सपेरिमेंट करने वाले अगेन वही 3 कैटेगरी में आ जाएंगे, ध्यान रखिएगा कि या तो एडवर्टाइजिंग बेस्ड यानी कि फ्री में देख रहे हैं, या तो सब्सक्रिप्शन ले रहे हैं मंथली, या फिर सिर्फ और सिर्फ ट्रांजैक्शन बेस पे लटके हुए हैं। ठीक है, और आपका एक लास्ट कैटेगरी आती है, दे आर द अर्ली अडॉप्टर्स, सो दे वांट बेस्ट ऑफ द बेस्ट एप्स। जो भी चीजें आ रही हैं सबसे पहले उनको देखनी है, लेकिन इनका पोर्शन जो है वो थोड़ा सा कम है। अब सवाल आता है उस पर्टिकुलर चीज का। अच्छा, एक और एक चीज है, मतलब आप लोगों के कॉन्वर्सेशन में कुछ एग्जांपल्स आते हैं, कुछ एग्जांपल्स नहीं आते हैं, वो होते भी नहीं है ऐसे, बट देन अगेन इरोस नाउ, हॉटस्टार, ये वो दो सबसे बड़े प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं जिनके पास आज की डेट में इंडिया में सबसे ज्यादा वॉच आवर्स का कंटेंट अवेलेबल है। इरोस नाउ, एक्चुअली ये इरोस नाउ को हम लेते भी नहीं है कि इट्स नॉट ऑन ओटीटी प्लेटफॉर्म, बट ओटीटी प्लेटफॉर्म वेरी सिंपल, आप बात समझिए, वीडियो ऑन डिमांड आपको थ्रू इंटरनेट देना, दैट इज व्हाट ओटीटी प्लेटफॉर्म इज। तो आज की डेट में आप देख रहे हैं हर कोई आ रहा है ओटीटी प्लेटफॉर्म, जिनको ऑलरेडी चल भी रहा है चैनल, जिनके मूवीज भी हैं, जिनके प्रोडक्शन हाउसेज भी हैं, ठीक है। अब जो आपका पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन था कि इज ओवर द टॉप ओटीटी ब्लेसिंग फॉर एंटरटेनमेंट इंडस्ट्री, तो कहीं ना कहीं ये आप लोगों ने पिछले इतने महीनों में और शायद कुछ सालों में आपने स्पेसिफिकली देख लिया है, द काइंड ऑफ कंटेंट दैट हैज बीन जनरेटेड ऑन ओटीटी, द काइंड ऑफ रिसेप्शन इट हैज बीन डन फ्रॉम द कंज्यूमर बेस। कस्टमर आपका आज की डेट में मोबाइल और इन सब चीजों पे ही है। आपके घर में जो टेलीविजन है अब वो आपके मॉम डैड का हो गया है या फिर एल्डर्स का हो गया है, किसी और का हो गया है। यू आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन होल्डिंग दैट रिमोट एंड देन स्विचिंग ऑन टू चैनल्स एंड लुकिंग एट समथिंग एल्स। आप नहीं कर रहे हो। योर वर्ल्ड इज योर मोबाइल फोन, और उस मोबाइल में आपको सब कुछ चाहिए। एंड व्हाट बेटर, थोड़ा सा सब्सक्रिप्शन का अमाउंट दे रहे हैं, बिना एडवर्टीजमेंट की सारी चीजें आपको मिलती चली जा रही है। सो दैट्स अ वेरी ग्रेट थिंग। ये अगर आप आर्टिस्ट्स की तरफ से भी सोचोगे तो उनके लिए बहुत बड़े फायदे की चीज है, क्योंकि उनको अपना टैलेंट दिखाने का एक प्लेटफॉर्म मिल गया है जिसमें बहुत ज्यादा रिस्ट्रिक्शंस नहीं है। अभी तक तो रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं है उनके पास, ठीक है। बड़े बड़े प्रोडक्शन हाउसेस वो इन सब सारी चीजों में उतर के आ गए हैं, बिकॉज एक बात समझ में आ रही है कि दिस इज एन ऑन गोइंग ट्रेंड, ये चल रहा है, ये आने वाले वक्त में चलता रहेगा। जैसे मैंने अभी बताया कि सिंस 2016 टू 1920 की अगर हम बात करें तो अगर कोई एक इंडस्ट्री 240% की ग्रोथ ले चुकी है अभी तक, और ये चलता चला जा रहा है डिस्पाइट द पैंडेमिक, और पैंडेमिक में तो सब्सक्रिप्शन बेस और बढ़ गया है, ठीक है। भले से नए बहुत ज्यादा कंटेंट आपको देखने को नहीं मिले हैं, लेकिन अब देखिए अब आने वाले मंथ से आपको और नए नए कंटेंट्स आपको और देखने को मिलने शुरू हो जाएंगे। मूवी जो है वो ओटीटी प्लेटफॉर्म पे अब रिलीज हो रही है। सो दिस इज द वे, दिस इज गोइंग टू बी द थिंग। नाउ अदर प्लेयर्स नीड्स टू अंडरस्टैंड कि वो कैसे अपने पुराने ट्रेडिशनल वाली चीजों को नए इन चीजों के साथ इनकॉर्पोरेट करके कैसे अपने कस्टमर्स को परोस सकते हैं, और कस्टमर्स को सर्व करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि look at the kind of content that is being made and the kind of population it is being served. लोग जैसा चाह रहे हैं आपको वैसा ही कंटेंट देखने को मिल रहा है ओटीटी प्लेटफॉर्म्स पे। मेजॉरिटी ऑफ देम दे टॉक अबाउट द रूरल काइंड ऑफ इंडिया, बहुत ज्यादा मॉडर्न कुछ आपको टेलीविजन शोज नहीं मिल रहे हैं। They talk about lot many things that are so-called taboo in the normal society. They talk about drugs, they talk about alcohol, abusive language, sometimes nudity as well. क्योंकि restrictions नहीं है, hold नहीं है, अभी बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं है, तो इस वजह से they can showcase all those things over there. And as I said, the masses, the consumer is there to absorb all these kind of things. और ये तो अभी शुरुआत हुई है. India is not saturated for these particular things. ये बहुत लंबा अभी चलता चलेगा, ठीक है। सो द ओनली लास्ट स्टेटमेंट दैट आई वांट टू मेक फॉर द इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स एंड फॉर एवरीवन इज दैट कंटेंट इज गोइंग टू बी द की। अब आप बहुत ज्यादा कस्टमर गाली गलौज नहीं देखेगा। पहला शो आया था उसको बड़ा अच्छा लगा कि अरे पब्लिकली ऐसे कोई गाली चल रही है तो मजा आएगा, अब अगली बार आएगा तो उसको घिन मच जाएगी कि क्या दिखा रहे हैं। तो अब कंटेंट इज गोइंग टू बी द किंग, और लोग अब उसी पे काम कर रहे हैं। दिस इज गिविंग न्यू होप्स फॉर द कंटेंट राइटर्स, दोज राइटर्स जो कि बहुत अच्छा लिखते थे लेकिन उनको मौका नहीं मिल पाता था। तो ध्यान रखिए, हम बात कर रहे हैं 40 ओटीटी प्लेटफॉर्म्स की। हर कोई इस पीछे हंग्री है कि एक अच्छी कोई एक स्टोरी मिल जाए एंड देन दे विल किक अप, ठीक है। तो ये बहुत सारे एक्टर्स को, राइटर्स को, बाकी पूरी की पूरी जो पूरी एक फ्रेटर्निटी रहती है, सबको एक मौका मिलता है। ओके, नाउ यहाँ पे भी मैं घोष सर को कॉपी करूंगा, क्योंकि विनर फॉर में तो एक ही है लेकिन अगेंस्ट में देयर इज अ टाई, ठीक है। I'll start with the first one, winner. For the person who has said in favor of this particular topic and has given certain points, that is by 1 point this person has won, and the name is Vibha Shukla. Vibha Shukla is the winner when it comes to the 4 category. The reason why she has won and why not anyone else please do understand that this is a platform, despite it's a digital platform, but then again, you cannot read the content. Okay, you cannot read the overall content. मार्स बहुत अच्छी शुरुआत की थी, इनिशियल पॉइंट्स बहुत अच्छे थे आपके, लेकिन एक पॉइंट आपने कहाँ गड़बड़ कर दी कि वो काफी सारा आपका वो जो आप पढ़ के जो बोल रहे थे, एंड सिमिलरली फॉर विवेक, फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड पॉइंट दोनों पॉइंट्स इतने अच्छे होने के बावजूद भी अगर आप बहुत ज्यादा देख के अगर आप बोलेंगे तो वो उतना ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट नहीं करेगा. इवन विभा वाज रीडिंग फ्रॉम समथिंग दैट वाज देयर इन फ्रंट ऑफ हर आईज, बट देन अगेन वो एक स्टेटमेंट पढ़ रही थी, उसके बाद वो वापस आके नॉर्मल आप लोगों के साथ कॉन्वर्सेशन कर रही है. So that's one thing. So congratulations Vibha on that particular front. And for against, there are two people. पहले तो एक ही इंसान था, लेकिन उसके बाद आखिरी के जो आपका 1 मिनट जो आपको मिला जिसमें लोगों ने काउंटर क्वेश्चन किया, उसमें एक पर्सन ने गड़बड़ कर दी, तो इस वजह से दोनों लोगों को मिल गया वो उमंग एंड आलोक. There's a tie, and you are there as a winner of this particular against category of this point. Look, wonderful points brought up during the discussion, और especially counter argument में जब बात आई तब भी again आपने बड़े अच्छे तरीके से point बताया. Umang, fantastic, and you were absolutely super throughout each and everything. लेकिन एक जगह पे तुम चूक गए और बहुत बुरी तरीके से चूके, and you lost because of Mars, actually. Matlab, you lost the single title because of Mars. Mars asked a very, very important point. He raised a very beautiful point about piracy, and he gave a very sensible answer to that. और उसने आपसे पूछा भी, मतलब in fact he counter argued you, और उसके बाद वो second front पे आपको लेके आया. आपने क्या किया कि उसके point को dodge करके कोई और बात करने लगे आप. कभी भी ये चीज नहीं करनी चाहिए. ठीक है, सामने वाले ने अच्छा पॉइंट रखा, पायरेसी के बारे में जो मार्स बोल रहा है वो बहुत बढ़िया बात थी, वो उसका पक्ष बिल्कुल ठीक था, आप भी बोल सकते थे, लेकिन आपने क्या किया कि उस पॉइंट को थोड़ा इधर उधर करके फिर उसको भगा दिया और कुछ और पॉइंट बोलने लगे, तो यहाँ पे पॉइंट कम हो गए और आलू के पॉइंट के साथ फिर आप मैच कर गए. ठीक है, बहुत बारीक चीज है, ध्यान रखिएगा. ठीक है, बट डेफिनेटली अच्छे पॉइंट्स डिस्कस हुए हैं. ठीक है, और ये एक डेफिनेटली एक बड़ा अच्छा एक इंडस्ट्री एक आने वाली है. ठीक है, तो all those people who are interested in this particular industry, I hope you must have benefited something, and congratulations to everyone, all the coordinators especially. Beautiful job done, and thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for valuable feedback and sharing a knowledge and additional views on the topic. Congratulations to all the winners. So here we would conclude the e-debate activity with a commendable and exceptional performance and views by our highly endowed and motivated participants on the topic given to them. They have demonstrated and dedication and enthusiasm by following the trail of hyper learning in action. So we would like to extend a word of thanks for our board of directors, our group director, Dr. Amarjit Singh Khalsa sir, Dr. Vaibhav Lavlekar sir, Chairman MBA IPA program, Dr. Harsh Sharma sir, Chairman Career Center, Dr. Mahesh Soni sir, Mentor IPA UG. Thanks judges of the day, Dr. Ashish Ghosh sir and Professor Rahul Kumar Chaube sir for their valuable thoughts and views on the respective topics. Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you and have a good day.